In case you don't have a lot of experience reading academic journal articles, I wanted to make some recommendations. In a nutshell, the main idea is do not read from beginning to end straight through. Instead, take several passes through the article and read strategically and actively. The first thing to do is read the title of the journal article and also take a look at what is the overall organization of the article. Read the titles of the sections. And in a shorter time than it takes me to talk about this, just very quickly sweep through the article, not reading anything, just get a sense of what kind of thing it is. And so you very quickly get the idea that there is statistical analysis of some data and some analysis and discussion of it. So just a few seconds for that. Now, around this point, I would recommend that you become aware of your reasons for reading the article. What are you trying to get out of it as a learner? And also, if you're going to be asked to address some questions about it, if this is available, it's a good idea to read what you're going to be answering about it later, just to get an idea of what to focus on. Importantly, though, set this aside. Go back to focusing on the article and read the abstract. There, you will not fully understand everything necessarily. This is a condensation of the whole thing, after all. But at each pass through the article, you get a more specific idea of what is going on. After the abstract, skip to the very end to look at, not to look at, to read the conclusion, which also is not going to make entirely uh, complete sense, but that is all right. We're starting to have an idea of what this is going to be about and what the author is going to claim by the end. At this point, we are ready for a more in-depth reading, so go to the beginning and start reading. It's good to be aware of the purpose of the introductory section or sections in a journal article. This is not fluff. It's not there to bulk up the article. The introduction gives an overview of what has been done so far in this area of research. It gives you a framework for understanding what this is about. So the introduction is actually quite helpful. Now, as you start reading this more specifically, just start reading through, then don't get too caught up. Don't get stuck on technical details, things that are unfamiliar to you. For example, over here, where the author refers to closed class sets, if you don't happen to know what that is, a good strategy is keep reading. There's a good chance that there's going to be enough explanation or some maybe an example that will allow you to get enough of an understanding of what that is. But as this happens, as you read through, it's good to um, make comments, ask questions, annotate what you are reading. So this is the active reading part. And so keep reading, knowing that depending on what your purpose for reading this article is, the details of the methods section may or may not be relevant to you. And also, when you get to the analysis part, well, there's going to be, in all likelihood, quite a bit of technical detail in terms of the statistical analysis. If you don't happen to be familiar with what these things are, it's probably not super helpful to focus on this. Continue reading. Again, when you get into something very technical, it can be a good strategy to keep reading to see if it gets explained soon. So that's very often the case. First, there's a technical way of saying something, but it's also there in plain language. So look for the parts where the author is explaining to you in a way that's understandable to a non technical audience. And keep making comments and annotating and keep track of your notes for the article.